All right, we are ready for lesson 4.7. This is all about playing hidden treasure, and that's an everyday math website game. So everyday math online. So again, your objective is to play a game to practice plotting points on a coordinate grid, and you're going to be able to graph points on the coordinate plane to solve real-world and mathematical problems. I'm going to skip through a couple of these slides. I will tell you that on Home Link 4.6, if you have that book, this is great practice plotting those points, and you can see here it creates a map of the United States. Great practice of finding those coordinates. To warm up, let's order the decimals from least to greatest. So you have 1 and 83 hundredths, 0 and 13 hundredths, and 0 and 79 hundredths. So on a piece of paper or on a slate, go ahead and write these in order from least to greatest. So we know least was the smallest. So we talked about earlier in this unit, we talked about looking at and comparing them. And so we want to start in the ones place, and we see this is going to be our largest. Okay, that's our largest one because we have a 1 there. So then when we're comparing 0 and 13 hundredths and 0 and 79 hundredths, we're going to look at the tenths place, and we see 1 compared to 7 is the smallest. So we would have 0 and 13 hundredths is less than 0 and 79 hundredths, which is less than, whoops, I messed up. I was on a roll with 0. Which would be less than 1 and 83 hundredths. Okay? And let's do this one. 0 and 67 hundredths compared to 0 and 24 hundredths compared to 89 hundredths. Again, from least to greatest. Pause if you need to. I see all three of them have a 0 in the ones place. So now I'm going to look at the tenths. I see 6, 2, and 8. So I know that tells me that this is going to be the least, this is the middle one, and this is the largest. So we have 0 and 24 hundredths, 0 and 67 hundredths, and then 0 and 89 hundredths is the largest. We'll do one more, but a little bit more challenging. 0 and 100th, 0 and 8 thousandths, 0 and 300ths, sorry, 0 and 300ths. When we're comparing, doing that same thing, I'm going to use a highlighter this time. We see the ones place is all zeros. We see the tenths place, again, is all zeros. So now we're going to look at the hundredths place. I see a 1, a 0, and a 3 just in the hundredths place. So I know if I'm going least to greatest, I'm going to put the 0 first, then the 1, and then the 3. So when I'm writing these out, I'm going to write 0 and 8 thousandths, then 0 and 100th, then 0 and 300ths. And you can also compare these by, let me change my color here. We can just look at this as 0, 0, 8, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 3, 0. And so we ignore all those because those are the same. And then here you would see we could compare these three numbers, and we know that 30 is the biggest, this is the smallest, that's the middle one. Okay. So what I want you to do is look at the town map on journal page 131. The grid lines represent the roads in the town. Ben is going to walk from school to the grocery store to buy an after-school snack. What is the fewest number of blocks Ben will have to walk to get to the grocery store? Okay, so look at the town map on journal page 131. I would like you to pause the video now, take a look at that grid, and be prepared to answer this question. Okay, so you're looking at this. This is page 131. You're looking at the grid. Again, he is going to walk from school to the grocery store. So we're going to find the school, and that is at 0, 0. I'm going to use a highlighter for this to show my thinking. And he's wanting to go to the grocery store, I believe. Let's look back at that. Yeah. So we want to figure out what is the fewest number of blocks. So I see that we want to go up and over. Okay? He could also change the color here so you can see the difference. He could also walk over and then up. Okay? So notice down here the scale. 1 centimeter equals 1 city block. So I see that he's going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, possibly 11. Okay? Yep, 11 blocks. The reason we have that, here are 3 different options. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll change the color again. For the blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then looking at the red path, I'll use this purple color. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So each one of these 3, they're all 3 the same. It's going to be 11 total blocks. That's the shortest. Because if we went any other, we would make it too long. So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that works too. So that's the 11. If we went zigzag all over the place, you could make it more, but 11 is the shortest. You can take a look here. It says the first number in the ordered pair represents how far to travel in the direction on the x-axis. And you'll see this is the x-axis right here. And up here is the y-axis. So we list, you go over 6 and you go up 5. Okay? So you'll see here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go side to side for 6. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go up 5. When you're thinking of the coordinate pair, you always think of it as x, y, and then you think of it over and then up or down. In the past, somebody has reminded me and made me think of when you're doing an ordered pair, when you're using a grid, you think of an elevator, okay? Because, let's add a blank page in here. Say you're looking for an elevator. I'm going to draw a few different elevators here, okay? These doors obviously open up. You're going to go side to side. You're going to choose which elevator you want to pick. You want to do 1, 2, or 3. And then from there, you're going to pick what floor you go to. Okay? So you pick your elevator first, and then you pick what floor you're going to. And sometimes you even travel down to the basement, right? So that's just something I like to share. So again, using the map, find the fewest number of blocks between other locations. Use that map to look at. I'll go back to it here for you. We'll erase these things. I can type them. Okay? Using this map here, you could find the distance between the post office and the ice cream shop. You could find the difference between the gas station and the park. Okay, so let's take a look at those two. I'm going to use yellow to do from the post office to the ice cream shop. I'm going to do just the basic. I'm going to go over and up for that one. And now I'm going to again do over and up for this one. Okay, so when we're looking at these, we see to get from the post office to the ice cream shop, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 14 blocks away from each other. And the gas station to the park, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks away from each other. Okay? Maybe he went from the gas station to the park entrance. In order to find those coordinates, though, for the park, so I'm going to put park entrance. I see that it is 2, and we go up, and it's 10. So the coordinates for the park entrance is 2, 10. And why don't we look at where the gas station was? We see that we go over, that is 11, and we go up to 3. So the gas station would be 11, 3. So this is where I like to think of that elevator. Which elevator are you choosing? And then which floor do you choose? So you always go X and then the Y. So we're going to skip through these. We just did a few together. What I'd like you to do is, if you have, if you remember, you can get to the student reference book that is on page 311, 311. You can get to that on the Everyday Math page or Everyday Math website, but I have it right here for you to look at. So playing Hidden Treasure, there are 2 different ways. Here they have the paper way, the old-fashioned sheet of paper Hidden Treasure game board, which just happens to have some grids on it, 2 pencils, a red pen, or a crayon. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you, use my microphone so you can hear. I'm going to show you the online version because obviously that's how you will be playing it. Sorry. There we go. So if we head over to McGraw-Hill, I'm going to log in for you. And I'm going to sign in for the student one. Okay, so remember, when you're here, you're going to go to Everyday Math Games Online. And this one is called Hidden Treasure. It's right here. So it's on the main page of 5th grade, and you're going to click on Hidden Treasure. You have to click it a couple times. So we'll go ahead and start.
Are you ready to find the hidden treasure? Guess where the treasure is by entering the coordinates. Click OK after each coordinate, or click Clear to start over.
Okay, so I'm just going to make a guess. So I might say, I want to guess right around the middle. So I'm going to guess 5, 5. Oops.
That's not it. The distance column shows how many square sides your point is away from the treasure. Enter another pair of coordinates.
So it's 6 away from that, and we just practiced. So I'm going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go 2, 2. I know this probably isn't it, but.
That's not it.
Ooh, I'm closer though. So I might go over to 4, 2.
No treasure here.
Oh, I'm 4 away. So that tells me maybe I go back 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go at 0, 2.
That's not it.
Still 2 away. Maybe if I go to 0.
Sorry, you didn't find the treasure. Here's where the treasure is hidden.
Okay. Do you see though how I use
playing hidden treasure?
I use the distance over here in the right column to help me figure out that I was right, that I was in the right area. So you can play again.
Are you ready to find the hidden treasure? Guess
try
where
to
the
show you
treasure
again.
is by entering the coordinates. Click OK after each coordinate, or click Clear to start over. Keep searching. The distance column shows how many square sides your point is away from the treasure. Enter another pair of coordinates. Keep searching.
So what this tells me is my first guess was closer than my second guess. So I want to move back over this side. So this time I might say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to guess 9, 4 this time. And it's just a guess, but it's an educated guess.
That's not it.
So it got me closer. Okay, so you'll see that this was my closest guess. So this time I might say 8, 5. Oh.
No treasure here.
So maybe I will do 7, 3.
Sorry, you didn't find the treasure. Here's where the treasure is hidden.
So I wasn't far enough over there.
Thanks for playing Hidden Treasure.
So that is the game that you're going to be playing today. Hidden Treasure. That's the virtual version. Okay. You also have an activity, I believe. No, you don't have this. But here's just an example of what a Hidden Treasures game board looks like. So you've got 2 grids. Here, you just have it virtually. So you still see that grid. It's a 10 by 10. So we see the x-axis right here, and we see the y-axis this way. So using that information that we learned throughout. Okay. Another thing that I would like you to do is just to practice some multiplication. And on page 132, you'll see that you've got 25 times 11, 432 times 29, 217 times 309. And so you'll see on 4, here's an example. They've got, let's X out of this game so it can stop making noises for us. You'll see that they took 37 times 62 and they got 74 for the first row. And then they did, they moved over to the 6 and they got 2220. And they added that together and got 2,294. So that's an example of what you're doing on this one, on number 4. You're finishing their multiplication problems. So number 5 is 492 times 98. And then you got 511 times 219. And then number 7 says, Stephen solved the problem below by using U.S. traditional multiplication. He can tell from his estimate that his answer is wrong. Find Stephen's mistake and explain how he fixed it, or how he could fix it. So you see his estimate here. You see his multiplication. you see that he did 672 times 7 first, and this is what he got. Then he did 672 times 8, and this is what he got. And he came to a total answer of 10,080. And when he compares it to his estimate, you see that he is not close to his estimate. So what does he need to do to fix that? Okay. Then on page 133, we've got your math boxes. So pause your video now and then come back and we will check these together. Problems 1, 2, and 3 on 132. You can check your multiplication. Go ahead and feel free to pause the video to check and compare. You should have had 275, 12,528, 60,053. For 4, 5, and 6. Again, pause the video if you need to. Number 5 was 48,216. Number 6, 111,909. And I suggest that if you found that you had any difficulty doing numbers 1 through 6 on page 132, to ask your teacher to provide you some examples of thought process with multiplying multi-digit numbers during one of your sessions. And number 7, taking a look at that, a sample answer would be for the second partial product, or the second line right here where it says 5376, Stephen multiplied 672 by 8 instead of 80, because we know that the 8 right here actually is in the tens place and would be equal 80. 8 times 2, or 80 times 2, is 160. And writing a 0 right here in the ones column, you would then place the 6 here and then move the 1 above the tens and keep going. Okay, and then the rest of those were your math journal, or in your math journal, your math boxes. So again, today was all about really playing hidden treasure and practicing those coordinate grid plots. Make sure you've completed all your work and you are ready for the next lesson.